5 a.m. Back off to the airport. LA! I'm in New York! I'm in LA! I have been to LA plenty of times in my life, but I don't think ever as frequently as in the last month or so. It's crazy. All right, so I'm out here in Laguna Beach, California. Definitely worse places to be. Here for an investor conference presenting Lovesac. Remember, we're working toward a potential IPO this fall, hopefully, and it will be open to all of our customers. We're doing it through a very special mechanism called the Reg A+. If you watch the vlog, you've heard me talk about this before, and we're essentially trying to get Lovesac funded by the people who love it most and who we love most, people who actually own Sactionals and Lovesacs. Anyway, but I'm out here meeting with proper investors, talking about this deal and talking about some of the financial implications involved. And look, I'm not sure what will come of it. I'm not sure what will come of any of this, but it brings to light something I want to talk about today on the vlog. A Shawnism that I very, very much believe in. And in fact, I think it is the single trait that most separates entrepreneurs from kind of everybody else. And that is the ability to embrace uncertainty. In fact, the right way to say it is to thrive in uncertainty. Can you thrive in uncertainty? I think that uncertainty is one of those things that is like this hidden demon. And most people, I think, don't even realize it, but so much of the cause of stress in people's lives stems from uncertainty in the broadest sense, right? Uncertainty, that's why losing your job, of course, is so incredibly stressful. Divorce can be so incredibly stressful, of course, for 100 reasons, but I think one of the underlying factors that's underneath so many of these things is just the concept of uncertainty. And as an entrepreneur, I've had to live in kind of endless uncertainty. Like even when things go well, or you know, one great thing happens and falls into place, or you have a great week of sales, or you meet one of your goals, instantly you're on to the next one. And there is just a tremendous amount of uncertainty. I'm not certain exactly, you know, how this whole IPO process is going to go. I'm not certain what will come of it. I'm not certain about the implications for the company, but yet you have to be able to accept it and just sort of almost enjoy it, because if you don't, you're going to drive yourself crazy. And I think that's why a lot of people just can't even hack. You know, that everyone, I think, not everyone, many people aspire to be an entrepreneur, aspire to be a founder, aspire to be a CEO, but there is just so much uncertainty involved. So maybe talk about some methods to develop the mindset, right? Make your mindset the first of the get off the couch habits to develop that will allow you to thrive in uncertainty today.
You guys.
So I'm not your first rider to head to the Ritz today for this conference.
Oh no, I got from John Wayne Airport this morning, and I haven't left since.
And have all of the financial wizards who rode in this back seat been sweet to you?
They've been nice to me, yeah.
That's good.
No financial advice or benefits, but what can I say?
No one gave you any stock tips?
No.
They're over there looking at stock tips all day long. What are you talking about? They're not sharing the love?
What about the marijuana stocks? What do I do?
What about the marijuana stocks? You want to know?
Yeah, I'm serious.
You're asking the wrong guy.
Okay.
What kind of stocks would I recommend? I'd recommend Lovesac. Have you heard of Lovesac?
What is a Lovesac?
You've never heard of Lovesac?
Yeah.
Giant beanbag chairs that, believe it or not, I think some people do smoke marijuana on. But we don't condone it. What's that?
We used to do that when I was growing up.
Meet a guy with a company named Lovesac. What do you say?
Love Shack.
The song! The song.
Trades.
Oh, so you're an entrepreneur yourself.
Yes.
All right, so I make a video a day about entrepreneurs. What is your one best piece of advice to aspiring entrepreneurs?
It's always no unless you ask.
It's always no unless you ask. I like that. So I have a follow-up question for you. Today on the vlog, I'm talking about living in uncertainty, thriving in uncertainty. As an entrepreneur, do you find a tremendous amount of uncertainty sometimes in your life? Various kinds?
Only you can control that and change that.
You do Uber, you do Lyft,
I have a
you do your own marketing. What's your name?
Oh, my name is Suzanne.
Suzanne, I'm Shawn. Nice to meet you.
Hi, Shawn. Nice to meet you.
So that's interesting. So you got multiple irons in the fire. And how do you deal with uncertainty, Suzanne?
Stay positive. Wake up daily positive and strive to be your best and do your best daily, because you're only doing it for you. You're not doing it for anyone else. But
what's the vlog called?
Lovesac.
Lovesac. That's right. That's my company. Good enough. Get off the couch is the vlog.
Get off the couch and get in the sack.
See you tonight.
All right.
See you, Suzanne. There is simply nothing more gripping than investor conferences. Serious business. They do typically have pretty good food at these things. By the way, just a little tip, if you ever have to present or speak or do anything like that, always go check out.
Hey, Orange. Like shit.
Hey, look who's back. It's Paul Dorfman.
Hey, Shawn Nelson at the Roth conference.
That's right.
How you, buddy?
The head of the NYSE listings.
That's
I'm doing
right.
Good. I'm doing
Growth
good.
companies, baby.
You ever know who you're going to run into
These
down
guys are awesome. We love them. The Shawn leadership, inspiration,
Just keep going. Just keep going.
But energy. You're the guy.
He's trying to get us to list on NYSE versus NASDAQ. What do you think? Which one should we choose? Anyway, I was saying before we got interrupted, always go scope out where it is you got to speak beforehand if you're able to. You know, like go see the room, just so you know where it is, so you're not, you know, scrambling last minute to find where you're supposed to be at a certain time. You know, in the morning you wake up early, you're late, you're running late. You can't be frazzled before you go get up on stage. So if you're able to, always go scope out the grounds before you have to go, you know, mic up. All right, it's quite the room. That excites me. My wife actually sometimes teases me. She's like, don't you ever get nervous? And I, you know, and I don't say this to sound bold or anything, I kind of don't. I kind of just get excited now. I think it's all the years of playing in bands, being on stages, that kind of thing. I to be honest with you, I'm kind of like addicted to it, I think. Not good. I'm the proverbial loves the sound of his own voice. Of course, I am the guy walking around holding the phone, recording myself, so I guess sadly, there's just a lot of truth to that. Data Point, nothing but fog today. But otherwise, I bet it'd be a beautiful view.
Talking so much about private label, from his point of view, Royal Velvet isn't private label for them.
So basically, I find that I can do my job from almost anywhere as long as I can get connected to Wi-Fi and occasionally power. And so in between investor meetings and in between presentations and stuff, you'll always find me at these things over here, just hacking away at emails, making phone calls, getting stuff done, you know, never ends. Then I'll go back to the hotel room late tonight and just keep working. It's kind of my rhythm. Pretty serious party. I can tell you that this is not your average investor event. All right, Ryan, we're at the food truck. This is like the coolest investor conference I think I've been to. Food trucks. What is it? Who's playing over there?
Offspring.
Offspring. The Offspring's playing over there. 90s. All right. Ryan, where were you this afternoon?
In an office with 3 Lovesacs.
What?
3.
Describe, this is really cool. Some investors listening to, what were you saying?
Let me order.
Oh, you order. We'll come back. So this guy is on investor calls, on his headphones.
Laying on a Lovesac with a blanket. Chilling
He has
out.
2 others in the room.
Chilling out, 2. 1 facing each whiteboard.
How cool is that? I couldn't have predicted that. I just met this guy in line. Wait, you're saying they threw this just for me?
This is your party, Shawn.
The Offspring!
This party is for you.
This place is all networking, man. Lawyers looking for business, companies to take public, accountants, CPA firms, investor relations firms, and Lovesac. Oh man, all you can eat In-N-Out burger. This place is rough. The weirdest investor conference I've ever been to. But hey, it kind of fits well with my little theme today. talking about thriving in uncertainty. There you have it, the weirdest investor conference I've ever been to. But hey, it kind of fits well with my little theme today, talking about thriving in uncertainty. In my opinion, the entrepreneurial trait that sets entrepreneurs apart from just about anybody else. The ability to do that. And if you want to develop it, I have 4 quick tips on ways to develop your ability to thrive in uncertainty. Number 1, actually they parallel the habits of the get off the couch lifestyle. Number 1, under the idea of make your mindset, you need to really control your thoughts. It is very easy to dwell in negatives, in hypotheticals, and in worst case scenarios, and you need to develop the ability to just shut it off. And I know it sounds flippant, or maybe like, what's the right word? Irresponsible, but you need to develop the ability to just turn it off. Like, whatever the worst case scenario is, whatever might happen, just don't think about it. And when you find yourself thinking about it, just think about something else. Just force it out of your mind. And it can be very hard for people to do because it's easy to feel like dwelling on those things is, you know, the responsible thing to do, but it's the opposite. You need to be able to focus on the task at hand, which really is number 2. In parallel to envision with precision, I like to say, get your priorities straight. So, in other words, if you have I just make a to-do list. I showed you how to do this, how I do it, my hack way, 1 or 2 vlogs ago. Showed you how I keep myself on task, but if you have a good task list and you're constantly reprioritizing every day, even throughout the day, and you always just attack the next thing, then you'll always stay on task and you won't let yourself dwell on the things that you can't control. And so by having your priorities straight all the time and focusing on that, then it leads you to step 3 to develop your ability to thrive in uncertainty, which I would say, just do the next thing. Just literally do the next thing on your list. Try not to think about those worst case scenarios. Try not to let your mind wander. Try not to get caught up in all the terrible things that could happen if funding doesn't come through, if you don't get the call back, if you don't get the deal, whatever it might be. And just focus on the next thing on your task list. And it'll keep you busy throughout the day and not spinning your wheels, because you'll always know, you can always have faith that the next thing on your list is the thing you should be doing because you spent the time to prioritize that. It's a great way, by the way, to occupy your mind if you happen to be one of these dwellers, you know, one of these worriers. My final tip in order to develop the ability to thrive in uncertainty, push yourself to become an undying optimist. And, you know, if you're naturally a bit of a pessimist or a worrier, it might feel strange at first to just be so positive and like, no matter what, I promise you it'll just work out. You need to be able to go to bed thinking that. And even though, again, people that are natural worriers or natural stress cases can feel like it's being irresponsible to think like that, you know, to just be so positive, to just be, you know, how can you look on the bright side when all this terrible stuff can happen? People can lose their money, people can lose their jobs. You have to develop the ability to just focus on the positive and say, you know what, it'll all be fine, and just keep saying it till your brain hears it. And if you can do those 4 things, I promise you can learn to thrive in uncertainty. And if you can learn to thrive in uncertainty, then you have what it takes to be an entrepreneur, to be entrepreneurial. Even if you don't need to go, you know, start something. So there you have it. Thrive in uncertainty. I feel like I've been thriving for 20 years of uncertainty, because even though Lovesac's certainly further along than it was yesterday, and the week before, and the month before, and the year before, and the decade before that, I have a long way to go to really make it. And even then, you know, there's always bigger, there's always better, and there's always a new threat. There's always something threatening around the corner to take it all down. And so you just need to learn to live like that. And I promise it can be done. Get off the couch, go do big things. Like this, thumbs up my video. Come on, share it with a friend. Help me build the Get Off the Couch nation.